We're live. We're live. Hey, everyone. Hola, mis amores. Welcome to today's live Q&A. Ooh, it's going to give a second while people join. Let me know how's this lighting because... Hey, Tanya. Hey, Kevin. Yes, welcome, everyone. Welcome to today's Facebook Live and Q&A. I'm going to be talking about confidence and what does it mean to feel it? What does it mean to have it? How do you know that you have this confidence so that you can get more of it in the future? A lot of us, hey, Tina, a lot of us want to feel more confident, but we don't know what that means. Like, do you know when's the last time you felt confident? And like, are you able to outline those feelings? And a lot of us can't do that, and we struggle a lot because we can't do that. And recently, I just got back from Atlanta. I was in Atlanta for a conference with my husband. We went to this event called the BYOB, which is it's called Build Your Own Brand. And Kevin is like, hell no. It's called Build Your Own Brand. And it was a lot of creators, entrepreneurs, millennials, all the juicy stuff. I got a visitor with me today.
I was there too. Hey, what's up, everybody?
He was there too. So we had this amazing time at the conference, and I wanted to share with y'all some of the things that we learned from this conference and say a word on confidence, because there were so many things I learned about confidence when we were at this conference.
Tell them about that confidence
so
you got,
I just want to share with y'all some about this juicy stuff. Hey, how was the conference?
Conference was amazing. Got to meet, it was 1,800 millennials, creators, entrepreneurs, people trying to do their own thing or doing their thing with their teams. And it was just a wonderful experience to be around all that energy, just people wanting to do better. And, we're entrepreneurs. We got to meet a lot of the people that we've been watching and following. And really, we got a chance to make some new friends that I'm pretty sure we'll be hanging out with more in the future. And just good to have and be around that group of people. So yeah, I had an excellent time. The weather was beautiful. We even made it to a house party while we were in Atlanta, like we young out here. So the conference was great. They had a party at the conference up to 2:00. Every night of the conference, we were hanging out late.
Yeah, I'm still recovering.
Tired right now.
Like, I don't know. I remember being in college and just being able, even not just in college, just being out and like being able to be up till really late at night, not worried about nothing. And I was hurting. Like, I'm still recovering from staying up so late, from also exchanging a lot of energy, because when you go to a conference and the energy of this conference was so dope. Like, everyone was really light and they wanted to connect. No one was guarded. So it was a really, really good time. And because it was a good time, we were talking to so many people, and that just got kind of exhausting. So it was really, really dope to be able to meet them, but just taking some time to rest since I got back has been really important. Hey, everyone, if you're just joining us, we are answering your questions around confidence. We just got back from a conference, so we're giving a little bit of update on that. And we're going to talk about what did we learn from this conference and what does that have to do with confidence. So we're going to get into that. But if you have questions around confidence, drop them in the comments and we are going to address them as we come along.
Yeah.
Y'all need to, I got these shirts, y'all. I want to make sure I show it.
Yeah, check out
there we go. Yes, shirts. Check out our shirts. You're ridiculous. So the conference was amazing. It was really great. We had a great time. The one thing about Atlanta that I did not enjoy was the food options. I would say I really wish we would have had better food, but it was good.
We got some jerk.
We got some jerk chicken from this Caribbean spot called Mangoes.
It's good.
If you're in Atlanta, check it out. It's really, really, really dope. Really delicious food. So, you want to share some of the nuggets that we got that will help folks when it has to do with...
First off, Yunori came and wanted to go to this conference. I wasn't going initially. Yeah. She had booked her ticket, like, I'm going to this, and I'm like,
yeah, I know I don't wait for nobody.
And you shouldn't wait for anybody. So I had to make the decision. I looked at it, I'm like, this is a holiday weekend. It's gonna be like 4 days. I'm not trying to be at home alone. And people were gonna be there that I actually follow online and people that I wanted to meet. So as Nori is talking about confidence, and we're talking about confidence tonight, part of my whole reason for going was to be around these people. And the feeling that I got was that, I belong in these places, that I should be in these places. I should be networking with these people. And that just added to the confidence, or continues to add to our confidence as we expand and grow our businesses.
The interesting thing about confidence with me at this conference is that I was trying to, after the day one, I think, was done, I had a really great time. I was talking about the work that I did, and people were really engaged, and it just felt really, it felt like I was exactly where I needed to be. And I remember laying at night on the bed and trying to figure out, okay, what is this feeling? Is it my ego that I'm feeling? Is it my ego that feels like this kind of driving this emotion or whatever? Because I wanted to isolate whatever it was, because there was still another day left, and I wanted to make sure I took the energy that I needed to take with me on this second day of the conference. So as I was laying on my bed thinking about it, I realized that it wasn't my ego, because I asked myself, well, how do you feel? And I said, I feel really good. Well, why do you feel good? Well, it feels good to talk about what I'm doing, and I feel knowledgeable about what I'm doing. I feel like I understand I can answer people's questions, and I don't feel like I don't know what I'm talking about. And when I started getting into those feelings, I was like, okay, so if this is the case, then why do you feel like that? Do you feel like, do you feel less than somebody else? Or do you feel that way to make people feel better or worse about themselves? And I was like, no. And that's how I understood that what I was feeling was confidence, is the feeling of being able to speak on something that you love, that you enjoy, being able to communicate your ideas clearly, being able to believe what you do and share that with other people. And at the core, confidence, it just really means to believe. It means that you believe what you're saying. You believe that you're going to deliver what you're going to deliver. And when you believe that, no one can tell you different. If you are watching this right now and you're struggling with, being able to get clarity in your life, being able to understand your negative patterns, if you struggle with being able to take control of your life, I know that I can probably help you. I'm not sure if I can for 100%, because I am for everybody. I mean, some people are not ready to deal with the root of what they're struggling with.
Right.
So if that's you, I probably can help you, because we're going to do work together. So if you're not trying to do work, I'm not your girl. But if you are trying to do work, I am your girl, and I know that I can help you. And I think it was a while before I felt that about what I was doing. And now I believe it. I believe what I'm doing. And it's like, what's good? They're trying to heal or not? What's up?
You trying to heal?
You're trying to heal or not? And that's really, really important. Understanding what that feeling feels like, because now when I continue my life, I can isolate oh, this is what it feels like to be confident. And then if I don't feel confident, I can also get really clear on why I don't feel confident. I can get clear, what is the thing I'm struggling with? If I'm talking about a topic and I feel like I'm not having a good exchange, I can isolate, why is that? Is it that you don't believe it? Do you believe what you're saying? A lot of us say things, but we don't believe what we're saying. A lot of us say we want to heal. We want to start dealing with people that are toxic. We want to stop dealing with situations. We want to achieve our dreams, but we don't really mean that. We want to say it because it sounds cool, but we're not ready to do it because we're not ready to do the work that it takes to achieve those things. And one thing I realized was, I was watching Draymond Green talking yesterday about before the game. I'm a huge basketball fan, if you don't know this. So, I'm trying to get on this game situation. I'm trying to wrap this up early so I can go watch the game. I mean, there's a month on 9. So 9
o'clock. I think
we're good. We're good. So I was watching Draymond Green talk about the game, and he said, you have to believe that you're the greatest, and then go to the gym and do the work to show up so that you can become the greatest. A lot of us say we are the greatest, but we don't go to the gym to put in the work. So what happens is we stop believing that we are the greatest. And when we stop believing it because our actions are not matching our behavior, and we start thinking, damn, maybe I'm not the greatest. Maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. When in reality, we have to shift our mindset and be like, if what you are doing doesn't make you feel like you're the greatest or whatever it is that you're trying to do, you got to do something else. You got to change the action and keep your belief. But too many of us are changing the belief and keeping the action. So if you never do anything to help you become the best at what you're trying to do, you're not going to feel it. And you have to be able to change that. So I realized that today while I was journaling about it.
So are you ready to be the greatest at everything that you do?
I'm ready to be the greatest at helping women heal.
No, at everything.
I'm gonna start with one.
Everything that you
well,
do.
you start how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Exactly.
So you begin that journey that way.
Exactly.
That's the word I have on confidence so far. What do you got?
I think the biggest thing with confidence is like with a lot of other things, it's fear that's really holding us back from taking that next step, from feeling confident in what we're trying to do. And a lot of times, the best way to get over that fear and to build that confidence is either practicing or actually going out and doing it. All the other things that we tell ourselves we're doing to build our confidence, those things, don't necessarily lead to that action. But when we're out trying to build our confidence, it's important for us to put ourselves in new situations, and putting ourselves in those situations we're going to see ourselves in the future. And one thing that I use to really help build confidence is visualizing. It's really sitting down and thinking about the things I do in the future, the things I want, the goals that I'm trying to achieve. And I sit and see myself in my head actually achieving these goals. And I write down in vivid detail, okay, what does it actually look like when I meet and achieve these goals? Because a lot of times we lack confidence because we don't have clarity. You mentioned that as well. If we don't know where we're going, well, of course you're not going to know what to do, because you're really just trying to figure out the right direction, let alone what are the actual steps for us to take forward. And like I said, just being around all the millennials this weekend and being around that energy helped my confidence. I didn't even know I needed a confidence boost, but just seeing people on the stage, people who not only inspired me, but there were also people who I was like, hey, I could actually probably help that person in their business with what I'm doing. So even that, thinking that somebody has some success, and it's like, no, they're just like you. We all have areas that we need work on, or areas that we can improve in. And that, that just also adds to that confidence, knowing, they're human just like me.
Absolutely.
Even though they may have a bigger platform right now, they still wake up the same way I do. They still eat Pop-Tarts for breakfast. They're just like us. So that helps also with the confidence, just being around that energy.
And we are all more similar than we think. I mean, I struggle with confidence. Clearly, I'm telling y'all about it right now. Like, I realized that that's what I needed to look at and how he's going to look. I don't always have these answers. Like, I'm going through, as I'm digging deeper within myself and finding these answers, I'm starting to realize, oh, I'm just like everybody else. Like, I'm not this unique person that doesn't have these challenges and is above that or whatever. Like, no, I struggle with confidence. I struggle with self-doubt. I struggle with, to recently feelings of not being good enough. I struggle with believing in myself, believing in what I do. Like, I struggle with all these things. And I think the thing that I am starting to learn about, acknowledging that I struggle with that, is that you can do something about it. Like, a lot of us feel like, well, you struggle with it, just deal with it and move on. But you can get to the root of that thing that you're struggling with and find the source so that you can address it. And then you can be like, I don't struggle with it anymore. Or if you still struggle with it, at least you know where it comes from, so you can address it. And I think that's the part that a lot of us get stuck on, because that's the hard part, is asking yourself, I don't believe in myself, or I don't have confidence. Why is it that I don't have confidence? And getting to the root of where did I learn not to be confident about this thing? So it's really important that you're open to that, because a lot of times we're not open to the fact that we're not good at certain things. We're not open to the fact that we have not accomplished things that we thought should come natural to us. And when that happens, we struggle a lot with confidence. We struggle to accept us how we are, because we haven't looked at it yet. In order for you to change a situation, you have to acknowledge the situation. If you're in denial about it, you're not going to be able to do anything about it, because you have not even began the process of working through it. And that's the one thing I would say that a lot of us often miss out. We see people on social media and we start thinking that they're in a certain way or whatever. But when you get to see them in real life and you remember, like, oh, we're all the same, it just allows you to, chill out, not to take yourself too seriously, and not to just kind of get over yourself a little bit and be like, oh, like, we're all in it together, and I can achieve this too, and I can put myself through a situation as well. And I think a lot of us don't do too much of that. So
yeah, people don't like to put themselves in situations that are going to make them uncomfortable.
Hi, Jackie.
What's going on? That makes them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's the only way to go out and actually build that confidence. But also that uncomfortable, that fear, it never goes away. That's going to be something that I've learned, that I know Bay is working through and learning as well, is that you're going to have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. So there's always going to be that next level, that next thing you want to achieve, whether it's with your family, whether it's with your business, or whether it's with you personally. There's always going to be that next level, or that next thing you want to do, and you're always going to be uncomfortable when you're trying to reach that, because you just don't know what to expect. You've never gone down that path. Of course you're going to feel and lack confidence. You've never done it before. So that's why we invest a lot in ourselves, whether it's books, online education, getting new mentors, or just having conversations with our friends and family, learning more about ourselves through those conversations, just to get more confident with ourselves and with our businesses.
And the thing about confidence, so we talk about it right now in the business context, but it's like every day, whether you are applying for a job, whether you are going in the dating game. Some of the people that we work with are looking to get into the dating and start, building their confidence so they can find a partner. Us being in our 30s, and some of our clients are in their 30s and 40s, they're also looking to build a family and to those things. And if you lack the confidence, now it doesn't just impact how much money you make in the boardroom, it also impacts what can you secure in the bedroom. So it's important that you think about it like there are all these different things involving confidence. It's not just about the job, but it's also confidence to speak to your partner. Like if your partner is if you feel like you cannot confidently speak to your partner, that also gets in the way of the success of your marriage.
That's huge.
So it's like it impacts that confidence to speak to your children. If you cannot confidently communicate with your children, then you are also going to impact how your children see you and the shit that you have with them. Even with your friends, like depending on what kind of person you are and what kind of friends you have, if you don't have the confidence to speak to your friends and communicate how you feel about things, that's going to guide and lead your relationship in a certain way. So confidence plays a role in all these different aspects of our lives. And if you want to know, like, what would you say are the place to start building your confidence? I know we talked about this at different stages, but as we get ready to wrap up the video, hey friend, I definitely want to share some like tactical things people can take with them as far as building your confidence. So I'll go first.
Yeah,
go
first.
So it really all depends on which area of your life you're building your confidence on. But the more areas that you work on when it comes to confidence, the better. So if you are not feeling confident about how you dress, then you have to figure out, like, find clothing that makes you feel good. Like put clothing that when you put it on, you're like, yeah, I'm popping. Like you need to look in the mirror and just feel like when you look good. When you put the extra splash when you're about to go out, you be like, I'm about to get it. You know what I mean? Like there's that. And then when it comes to confident in certain things, right? Like confident in approaching people, whether it's platonic or romantic. If you don't have the confidence to do that, start practicing that on your own and just ask yourself, well, why is it that I struggle with talking to the opposite gender? Like, is it that I don't have the words? Is it that I'm awkward and I don't know how to like communicate, kind of my body language, and get a mentor to help you through that process, because some people just need help. Like you don't know what you don't know. So definitely I would say you can start by paying attention and monitoring yourself and seeing how you interact in these scenarios so that you can have some data that you can take with you to whoever is going to help you and say, hey, this is what I've noticed I do. Can you help me go from doing this to being the most popping person at the party? Like, how do I do that? And then, but in order to do that, you have to first have an understanding of where you are right now. And when it comes to confidence, when you build your confidence in one area, you'll slowly begin to build your confidence in other areas, because at the end of the day, building your confidence is all about you showing up for yourself and you taking action for yourself. So if you don't do that in one area, you're not doing it anywhere else. So that's what I will say about it in that way.
Yeah, and the one thing that I would add, I just had it, and now I'm drawing the blank.
You lost
it. So okay, so now I remember. So breaking things down. So a lot of times when we make goals and we're reaching for a goal far in the future, we tend to visualize the entire thing happening, when in reality it's hard for us as humans to really visualize all that happening at once. And that's where that fear and that lack of confidence come from. So one thing that I do, and I work with my clients to do, is take these big hairy goals and really chunk them down into smaller pieces, because it's a lot easier for us to digest, say, running 1 mile first, as opposed to saying, hey, I'm going to go out and run a marathon, So you want to kind of break down the task, to go, whatever you're doing, into smaller individual chunks, where you do have the confidence to start tackling some of these smaller level goals versus trying to tackle the whole thing. And that will help you build confidence along the way, because, you know, as you start completing the task, for example, if you're opening a business, starting completing those initial tasks, you know, it doesn't look as daunting as, oh no, I have, you know, all these 100 things I need to do to get my business off the ground. Mm-hmm. So break things up in chunks, and you can apply that to anything, whether it's, you know, you're trying to get more confidence, to become more fit, to lose weight, to speak on stage, to, you know, playing basketball recitals, anything that you're doing that takes time and practice, you know, break it down into smaller chunks to help you build that confidence all the way up to the level where then you'll be prepared for that moment that you're looking for.
I like that. I was going to say another thing on confidence, start with yourself, with being honest with yourself. Mm-hmm. A lot of us I know I used to look at honesty as a binary, or what is it, dual thing, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like either you're honest or you're not, like yes or no. But in reality, honesty is a spectrum. So it's how honest are you willing to be with yourself? A lot of us are now willing to be 100% honest with ourselves, because that calls for a level of discomfort that we don't want to deal with. And I know personally for myself, like there have been things that I have not been ready to be honest with myself about, because I didn't want to deal with the fact that, oh, I'm not this person I thought I needed to be, or I thought I was more popping than this, or I thought I was more disciplined than this, or I thought I was doing things in a much better way. And then suddenly I'm faced with the reality that no, you're not. You're not doing things like you say you want to do them. You're not letting your actions align with your vision or your dreams or your desires. And if you want to do it, you got to change it. But sometimes I don't want to face that. I don't want to deal with it. You know, I want to like pretend like it's going to go away. And that doesn't always happen. And if you're going to be able to build your confidence, you have to be honest with yourself about what do you need to build the confidence in. And a lot of us don't get to that point because we don't want to face the reality that we are struggling in certain areas. And we also don't want to ask for help, because if we ask for help, it means that we're not the perfect person that we think we need to be. So one thing I've learned through my journey is like, you need to be willing to ask for help, and you need to be available to receive the help in however the help is going to show up, because help doesn't always show up in this pretty package that you want to, you know, that you love and you're excited about. Sometimes help comes with pain and with discomfort, and, you know, with facing things about yourself that you don't want to face. So I generally believe that if you want to build your confidence, you have to start with being uncomfortably honest with yourself about what kind of work you need to do, and then do you want to do it? Because it's a lot of us want to be millionaires, but ain't nobody trying to put in the work to be a millionaire.
I am.
Asking yourself those questions, like if you really feel like I want to heal myself and I want to release all of this pain that's been dragging me and draining me, but at the same time you're making reasons why you can't do it, you have to ask yourself, do I really want to heal, or do I just want to talk about the fact that I want to heal? And a lot of us are just talking about building our confidence and not really putting in the work to actually build our confidence, and that's really important.
Well,
all right y'all got any questions for us? Hey, Shelly, y'all got any questions for us? Come on in and drop them, and we gonna answer them. And if not, we gonna wrap it up. My face is so shiny. I did this face mask earlier, and it's just like really hydrated my skin because I'm still recovering from Atlanta, but it's good. All right,
fammy.
If you have no more questions, we will see y'all I will see you next week, Thursday. I don't know, JP.
I may make another guest appearance.
I don't know. He seems to come dig y'all. He likes to hang out with y'all. So if you have questions about confidence, please drop them in the comments. We're still here. We can still answer any questions you may. Hey, Beverly, any questions you may have around how to become someone that's more confident in your life and how to deal with that. If not, then we will see you all next week, Thursday at 7:30.
Thursday
which is
already?
When I come chat with y'all. Yes, it's Thursday already. Have a great weekend. Take some time for yourself.
Weekend so I can sleep and chill.
This weekend, take an hour for yourself and do whatever you want.
Just an hour?
At least. Some people can only take an hour. Some people can even take an hour.
True.
I know people that have been talking about they can even take 5 minutes for themselves. So if you could take an hour for yourself this weekend and just pour into yourself, doing whatever you love to do, whether that's
in the room,
dancing, listening to music, eating ice cream, whatever you need to do for yourself, do it. And then just see how you feel about that. All right.
All right.
We will see you next week. Bye.
See y'all later.
think this is where I end it. There we go. That's the button.